Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center. And it's our favorite time of the week.
Is it?
Yeah, because we've got the coolest new knives that have just hit our shelves. And more than just knives too. And more than just new knives too. Right here on the table in front of me. All right. You'll figure out what I'm talking about here in just a second anyway. First things are indeed new knives that just hit the shelves. And if you're watching this on the Thursday, where these videos usually premiere, these first three items are going to be available tomorrow, Friday afternoon, well, Friday at noon Eastern time. Look for these.
So watch this again tomorrow and boost our watch time.
The links are in the description. You can check all of these out right now. You won't be able to order these until noon, however. The Demko Razor Shark is the first item. It is based on the Nano Shark, of which we have some new versions to talk about in just a minute, but it is cashing in on that replaceable razor blade trend that is oh so hot these days with the replaceable razor blade. 75 bucks for this too. The price is very compelling for what you're getting right here. A Shark Lock equipped Demko folder. Very, very cool. I really like the tapered nature of the holder here at the top. Gives this whole knife very angular vibe, and it also, well, it doesn't allow them to do this, but I also like the slight downward angle to the blade section too when compared to the handle. It puts that tip at a very useful place for getting down on a surface, scoring through, making room for your knuckles, and allowing you to pierce rather effectively with that point. Sorry for moving so quickly there, Thomas. Making it hard for you.
That's what the wide shot
to keep up there. But it goes like this. It's like, yeah, that's awesome. You've got the Shark Lock, of course. Spine-mounted dorsal fin right there for locking and unlocking. Makes it righty and lefty friendly. The deep carry pocket clip is reversible as well. It has some thumb studs on it, but honestly, I'm finding them, I don't want to use them. They work fine, but sorry. There you go. But I'm finding them hard to kind of like flick the blade open without really concentrating on it. It's much more satisfying to pull the fin and flick the blade. Handles are injection molded. We've got black and orange at this point. And as for tool changes or blade changes, you will see that you do need a screw or a driver. They do include the requisite T8 in order to change that. And you don't have to remove the retention screw here completely to make the change, but just in case you lose that screw, it comes all the way out, they do include an extra in the box as well. This T8 will also adjust your pivot, but the barrel spacers and pocket clip, those are going to require a T6. It's kind of a neat little T8 thing they got going on here too. It's got this plastic flag that gives you a little extra twist as well. Instead of having to focus it all on just the L-shaped bar, you've got more surface area. That's kind of cool. Yeah, check it out. 75 bucks tomorrow at noon. If you'd rather have a real blade, quote unquote, several versions of the Nano Shark, more affordable than ever, ranging from just under 100 bucks on the low end all the way up to 350 bucks depending on which version you get. The $100 versions, you've got the injection molded handles, again black and gray and orange in this case, and you can get all of them with the clip point blade right here with AUS 10 steel. 2.375 is the blade length on those. You can also get it in the shark foot, the tongue-in-cheek named version of the modified sheep's foot blade that they have available on this knife. But yeah, you've got the strength of the Shark Lock, which is more of a benefit on an actual blade like this. It is very strong and very easy to use. You get that same strength, of course, on the replaceable blade version, but if you're at the point where you're really straining the strength of this lock, the blade is probably snapped or shattered long before then anyway. At least that'd be my guess. You don't have to test it out, though. It's just not necessary. Stepping up in blade steel, you can also get 20 CV on aluminum or titanium handled versions, actually, or G10 as well. 20 CV with G10. Black G10, we're looking at $230. Aluminum, and the aluminum versions right now all have black coated blades, but you can get black or kind of bronzed aluminum. Those are about $260. Or the full Monty right here, the milled titanium with 20 CV blade. Only available right now in the shark's foot blade, $350. Very cool. Ergos are really nice on all of these. You've got a really, compact knife, but a full-sized grip. I mean, it's just barely full length to fit my slightly larger than average hands, but all four of my fingers wrap around there very securely. There's enough height and thickness to the handle where it really does feel locked in. And because of the dorsal fin there, you are kind of guided a little bit on how you're going to hold it. You're either kind of choked back and using it as a thumb ramp, or you're deliberately choked up in front of it so that your thumb kind of sits in front of the fin right there. The in-betweens, depending on how you grip, might be a little less fun, but yeah. It's funny, like I've always talked about the shark's foot version of this, especially as being a great utility knife replacement for, that type of performance, but with a real blade. But if you don't want that, you just want the utility blade, you can get a utility blade now. There you go. Mumbles are free today. You're welcome. Shall we move on?
You better.
Next up, we're going from what might be the coolest replaceable utility blade folder on the market to hands down the coolest bit driver on the market. The 2.0 version of the Revolve from StraightLine EDC, designed by our friend Igor Bortolussi, of course. In addition to some slight mechanical improvements, which we'll talk about, you've also got two new colors. You've got the bronze titanium as well as a blue titanium. Both of those are stonewashed. You've also got a standard stonewash tie as well as a flat black finish. And these are all, yes, expensive, $250, but it is, as I said, hands down the coolest bit driver I've ever seen. They are phenomenal. If you're unfamiliar with how this works, the Revolve has this cylinder right here. And in order to open that, I must show you one of the improvements. We've actually got a standard locking position right here for the bolt action, and to unlock the unloading, reloading of the cylinder, you must bring it that way, at which point the 6-shooter cylinder pops open. I mean, it is like a classic revolver. It's very cool. You can pull that out. You can swap the bits that are in here. It does come with 6 included bits, everything you need to maintain your knife, generally speaking. But if you want something different, you can throw something different in there. Pop it back in, slap it into the closed position, and now the real fun begins. Through this window, you select which bit you want, and because of the matching windows in the cylinder itself, you can actually see the engraved bit size right there, or through here. Pop it open. Very cool. But then you've got your bit extended. You can do all the bit turning that you need to do. You've got a really smooth ball bearing there on the end. So that is really satisfying. Sorry, I'll keep that to myself. Allows you to palm it, of course, and twist. Because of the triangular shape of the main body, you can actually apply a decent amount of torque to your screw, which oftentimes with thinner bodied drivers like this, you kind of don't get that ability. But do what you need to do there, and then if you need to change sizes, pop the bit driver down and select your other size, and then that one's good to go. How cool is that? The answer is very, if you were curious, if you were waiting to hear the answer. Very, very cool. Yeah, you've got, like I said, some subtle improvements overall. It still maintains exactly what made the 1.0 version of this so exciting, but it's even better. And that's better for everybody. I like it.
Now say it all in Italian.
Buongiorno.
Close enough.
Igor's going to be watching this now, and he's going to roast me in the comments.
Do it, Igor.
Check them out. They're very cool. Next up, these. And this is what I meant by the coolest new knives of the week are old. I said something like that beforehand. We have got a source on some new in-box, new old stock cold steel from, I guess, close to 20 years ago. Their original custom series knives, which were recently kind of relaunched in all blacked out form with 20 CV blades by the new cold steel, but they kind of lacked the same, a bit of the same swagger as the originals. Well, we've got some of the originals. As you can see, we've got the Black Sable, we've got the Talwar, the Hamamoto, the Caledonian Edge, and a very limited quantity of Black Talons, and Spectres too. I actually don't have a Spectre on the table. They're priced not cheap.
Sorry.
Actually, sorry to a lot of folks out there. There's not a lot of like real budget stuff on this week's video. These new knives videos are kind of dictated by what is new on a particular week. So sorry for that. But $345 is the starting price for the Spectre, going up to $645 actually for the Hamamotos right here, and everything else is kind of in between. I'm gonna hang on to the Talwar here because I like the ball end of the handle right here. That's just pretty fun. I've got milling or file work on the back spacer of this one, of course. All these blades are VG1 core Sanmai blades. You've got the ambidextrous thumb plate here on this particular one. The others are either thumb stud or thumb hole. You've got classic lockback in this case. Certain versions of these, or some of these models do come with liner locks, of course. That is a, what is that one? Is that polished G10 or is that paper micarta? Or black linen micarta. It is black linen micarta right there. Polished black linen. That's really, really nice. Interesting things going on with the pivot right there. But yeah, they've definitely got, that older school custom cold steel flavor going on. But yeah, just the flavor of these is so cool. And yes, I'm cleaning the mirror polished blade here, so Thomas will have an easier time when he goes to shoot his close-ups in a little bit. Check out this Black Sable, man. Look at that handle. It is humongous right there. You can choke back, get a really straight pistol grip almost point with that blade. Again, high polished, very cool. The Black Talon, even more limited in quantity than some of these other ones. Wicked S-curved hawkbill blade right there. Just really cool. I didn't even take the plastic off the bolsters because I didn't want to get it messed up for you. Links in the description for all of these things, of course. Shall we do some fixed blades?
I'll just put crickets in there.
Disappoint me.
Every day.
You're not shouting loud enough, comment section. How about a new release from Reiff Knives, the Vicon right here. Very cool survival styled knife, I would say. $420 for it. You've got US made blade, 5.2 inches, Magna cut steel. This one has a heavy stone washed finish, but there are other coatings and finishes available. OD green G10 handles on this one, but again, other options are also available. The ergos on this knife, as with all Reiff knives, is very, very good. They definitely did their homework and applied it accordingly to their handle design. Enough length there, I would say, for most larger hand sizes. Super, super big, I think you'd still be able to use it. But I mean, I've got about a half finger extra length there right at the exposed tang at the back. So plenty to hold on to for me, and you got that exposed tang to do that bashing as well. Leading edge of the blade, you've got you can kind of think of this as like a beefed up USN Mark I fighter. So that, not like the full size K-bar, but like the 5.5 inch blade, the scaled down version of it. I'd say this kind of lives in that genre, or that style a little bit, of course with their own spin on it. You do have the fullers there. You've got a mid-height, slightly higher than midline flat grind, swedge along the tip to keep that tip a little more acute for the piercing needs. Thickness looks about 3/16 of an inch thick, so with the toughness of Magna cut steel and that kind of geometry, you've got something that should be able to withstand a ton of abuse, and the edge on it is superb. Sheath is Kydex right there. Comes with a backer plate with a Kydex belt loop on it, with J-hook on the underside, so you can take it on and off as you want it to, or as you would like to, without it accidentally coming off when you don't want it to. You've even got Techlock compatible hole spacing on the clip itself, which is an interesting choice. You could use that to attach there, or you could take this off if you want, and the standard holes here are also Tech-Lock compatible. Tech-Locks, T-clips, Ulti-clips will all work on this, although Ulti-clip might be a little bit too big for most Ulti-clip applications, but hey.
Unless you're brave.
You can do it if you want. Yeah. All knives are Ulti-clip compatible if you're brave enough. So let me put an Ulti-clip on the carcass splitter. Let's put an Ulti-clip on the sheath of the carcass splitter just for yucks.
Yes.
I like it. We'll do that. Excellent release here.
Said it, now we have to.
And now we have to. Excellent release here from Reiff. Oh, I should mention, I should. That backer plate, easily removable and swappable to the other side because it's a symmetrical shape. So you could set this sheath up for righty or left-hand carry, lickety-split. It's a technical term, you can look it up. Next up, we have another Magna Cut fixed blade, this time more of a neck knife. This is the Prometheus Design Works SPD Look. What does Look stand for, I wonder? It's probably something utility knife. I bet you it's lightweight utility knife. Doesn't say on our website for sure, but we can assume it is that. We're going to anyway. $189 for this bad boy right here. 2.375 inches on the clip point blade, high flat grind. Looks to be about 5/32 of an inch thick, I would say there. So definitely some strength. The swedge on this is very finely ground. I mean, that is almost sharp. I bet you could, it doesn't have a sharpened edge on it, but you could probably open up some skin if you weren't careful with the back side of that. So if you wanted to put like a true edge on that, you could do that very, very easily. Or you could use that as a scraper as well. If you're using this as sort of a like hiking knife or that sort of thing, it would certainly satisfy the ultralight needs for that sort of thing, and you could scrape your fire steel with that for fire starting as well, which could be quite nice. Sheath on this one is Kydex, comes with a ball chain for neck carry, and thanks to this hole and slot arrangement on the side, pretty much any aftermarket belt attachment will work just nicely if you'd rather carry it on your belt rather than around your neck. I like small fixed blades. Probably better if you've got like medium-ish to smaller hands, I would say. For my slightly larger than average hands, it's kind of a 2.5 finger, it's almost 3 fingers of grip the way it's holding on to. So with this size of blade, I might appreciate like a 1/4 inch more on the handle for my hand size, but of course everyone's mileage may vary. Use that information however you wish. All right, here we do have now the least expensive knife on the table, and it is a slip joint. The Mud Creek Congress Swayback knife from RoseCraft Blades. And don't think it's cheap, even though it's the least expensive on the table. RoseCraft slip joints are phenomenally well done. That continues to be the case right here. It's interesting how they're kind of mixing, slip joint naming styles here, both Congress and Swayback. Most Congress knives do have this type of handle shape, mostly, but they usually have 4 blades. Sometimes 2 for like skinny Congresses, but usually 4 blades. This, however, is a single blade folder, as you can see right here.
It's a uniparty Congress.
There you go. 2.9 inch true Wharncliffe blade right here, D2 steel for great edge retention on a classic slip joint full flat grind. Most or stereotypical Swayback knives often have this type of blade. So Congress, Swayback, I'd say it's more Swayback than Congress, but it's the Mud Creek. What are you going to do? They're going to call it what they want to call it, of course. Green Micarta for this particular version, and I really like the coloration on the green that they have gotten on this one. You could also get it with a burl wood handle, same price, $59.99. Let's check out the half stop. Really, really nice snap overall. RoseCraft doing phenomenal slip joints. Great everyday pocket knife right there. Next up, the Native 5 from Spyderco. We've got the newest iteration of that. 221 and some change for this one. US made with a CruWear blade. Just under 3 inches long tip to handle scale. And the handles, well, I guess not really a scale here, it's the actual handle itself, because there's no liners underneath this canvas micarta. The Micarta is the structural element in this case. So you've got your CruWear Native 5 now. Weight 3.1 ounces. That Micarta, I guess, is, or the lack of liners under there does allow them to kind of remove or keep the weight from getting out of control on this knife. But you do still also have the full metal backspacer and mid-mounted lockback, giving it a little bit more feel of rigidity. It doesn't feel heavy though. Despite the 3-inch blade, this is a true 4-finger knife right here. When using the Spyderco's signature guarded finger choil up there, I've got an extra half finger's worth of space on the handle in the back, or you can hold it like this and I can get 3 to 3.5 fingers when I want to cut like that and really bear down on the choked up grip. Full flat grind, excellent design. That's going to work for just about anyone out there. Lefties and righties will be happy. You've got 4 positions for the pocket clip, ambidextrous controls for the locking and opening as well. All right, let us end the video with several automatic knives. Is that a good idea? This knife would have you think otherwise. This is called the Bad Idea from Blackside Customs. I don't know the story behind the name, but there you go. This is the Bad Idea. $400, 3-inch Magna cut blade. You've got a really cool drop point shape going on here. Plenty of belly on this one. So if you like the slicing ability or slicing utility of larger bellies right there, you've got it on this knife for sure. Milled black aluminum handles, milled titanium pocket clip right there. Very robust overall. Good ergos. 3.5 finger grip for me, points the blade down rather naturally. Very aggressive finger guard at the front to keep your fingers from slipping forward if you're going to use this in a sort of a tactical or self-defense type of scenario. Cool detailing on the pivot here in the back and on the firing button at the front. It almost like impact driven type of focus. And that carries through to the feel of that opening action too. I mean, listen to that. Really, really nice. Yeah, check it out. It'd be a really cool everyday carry switchblade for sure. Versatility in the blade, not just tactical. Like switchblades aren't just tactical anymore. And that's a cool thing. How about a tactical switchblade? The Axial Shift version 3. We've got several of them in right now, different blade shapes. These are just 2 of them. We've got the double-edged dagger and the
part of the team.
The website says Wharncliffe blade. So Thomas didn't get to say reverse tanto again. People who have no idea what we're talking about are like, what are they talking about? These are really nice. I'm loving the action on these. I'll get back to that in a minute, but what else do you have? $249, 3.4-inch blade of Magna cut steel, aluminum handles, smooth finish, but not a slick finish. Reversible deep carry milled pocket clip right there, and a really subtle drop right here at the end to keep it from sticking out too much when it's in your pocket. I really like that. Signature elements are the 3 slashes, so to speak, on the blade. You see that on both of these 2 blade shapes we've got right here, and you can see it on the other ones on the website. But back to this action, man. It is both easy to actuate and incredibly silky. Like it almost feels hydraulic the way this blade extends and retracts. It's just so satisfying. It's one of those things that is real hard to put into words because even words trying to describe this are going to be very subjective. You certainly aren't going to be able to tell from how it is on the how the pictures look on the website. But let me just tell you, it is a sublime action overall. Really, really dig that. I could do that all day, but I won't because time is precious. We have more knives to talk about. Including this. Axial, of course, one of the newer out the front automatic makers in the market. Microtech, of course, kind of the industry standard bearer for that type of knife, with a very cool version of their Combat Troodon 3rd generation version right here. $522 for this splattered double-edged version of the Combat Troodon. 4 1/8 inch on the blade. You've got M390 MK steel, which is really finely tuned M390, developed initially at the request specifically for Microtech to use, which is very cool. You've got from the outside the new body style. You've got the new drive mechanism with the crud cutter. That's those serrated ports, so to speak, right underneath the switch right there. Reduces friction of the switch travel, making it a little easier to fire. Also gives a place for pocket lint to gather and not gum up the action of your blade. Still great action. If you don't like the splatter look, check out the rest of our Combat Troodon selection as well. There's plenty of options to choose from. Microtech and Heretic both are doing real cool things with handle finishes, though. We've also got an orange and black Heretic today. This is a version of their Medusa, $440 with a 3.05-inch Magna cut blade, sort of a recurved tanto going on here with 2 flat grinds, not a hollow grind here at the back. Black and orange, very cool. Aluminum handles, black traction inlays, orange pocket clip, also milled with a ball bearing for the pinch point. Oversized stop pins and pivot hardware to keep things nice and robust. And again, really nice action. This is another knife that, yeah, could be kind of tactical, but like the Blackside Customs we looked at before, just a good EDC size and shape. It's a little bit beefier on the blade than the Blackside. The Blackside will have better slicing characteristics, but this one should have even a little bit more strength while still giving you decent geometry, it should be said, just not like super thin in the slicing department. And if you would like a less expensive Heretic, how about this Wraith right here? We've had clip point versions of this knife on the channel before, but I don't remember ever showing a tanto before. So it's time. 3.625-inch blade, again, Magna cut steel here, and the price $291 on this knife. Stonewashed aluminum rather than orange and black, graphically enhanced aluminum. Again, with traction grip inserts here. You've got a single or a 2-position pocket clip, a single screw 2-position pocket clip. But as you can see, the way it's bent, it kind of uses the chassis itself to provide the extra retention or the extra rigidity to keep it from wiggling around on you. Still great action. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that feels really good. The thing I like about this particular tanto, for just completely personal reasons, I like that this edge right here is a subtle arc. So in a way, this tanto almost behaves like a drop point in that regard. And the reason I like that is I like being able to get into something and lift the tip of the knife by using that hump. I use that type of cut all the time when I want to be delicate and careful about the way I open some things. So I like that.
It's a drop toe.
It is a tanto blade. It just has this going on. But this would be my pick over the clip point for my personal carry for that reason alone. Anyway, check it out. Check out all these knives on the website if you wish, and the BitDriver too. Check out the links in the description. Let me know what your favorite knives were this week, and we'll cross our fingers, hope we have some more budget stuff on the table next week for you folks. But anyway, check out the links in the description to take you to KnifeCenter.com for each of these knives. And don't forget about our long-running Knife Rewards program. And again, I know, expensive knives this week, that's where Sezzle can come in. You can use that option at checkout to split your payments up to make it a little more manageable. I'm David C. Anderson from the Knife Center. That's Thomas behind the camera. We're signing off for now. See you next time.